Oh, we're live. Hello and welcome again to the lowest budget, most open line show that there is on the internet. I'm the skeptical Canuck, and this is news, politics, conspiracy theory chat. Before we get started, we're going to listen to a little tune, but I just want to say, first, before we get started, don't let big tech be the ones who decide who sees this video. We are heavily censored and shadow banned on this channel. So do me a favor. If you like what you're seeing here tonight, share it out with a friend. Share it out with your whole friends list. Hell, share it with everyone you meet in the supermarket or at the adult fun bookstore. So let's get started with a little song from a Canadian band called I Need an Arm. Don't we all need an arm sometimes?
I'm leaving you. The signs were there. We just didn't want to see them.
Sweet holy shit, I need an arm. This ain't the way that it should be. One lonely goddamn duty. I got you all that day when I don't have to say. Oh my goodness. Again, that was Sons of Butcher. I Need an Arm. Check them out. We'll leave the links in the description after the show. And yeah, let's get started. We've got some crazy stories to go over tonight. We'll be rolling for 1 hour solid, maybe 1 hour 10 if we've got a bunch of people lingering around or a bunch of questions to answer, whatever the fuck. But other than that, yeah, 1 hour solid. So get it out there, get it out there. What the fuck does this say? Oh, fuck! Jesus fucking Christ, man. Don't do that anymore. Bill Gates is behind me. Fuck. I didn't have my gun out right now. So yeah, Solstice XL, thanks for joining me. You are welcome to join at the link I'm going to insert now, and I'll show it up on screen. Just to keep with the rhythm of the new way we're doing things here, we're trying to be a little bit more professional of a show. And we're going to go over an article, first of all, about the vaccine that's going around and the new, oh, that one had chunks in it. The new illness that's been going around after the vaccine. So if you want to join the show, you can type that painstakingly into your browser. You could pause it, perhaps, if you're, I'm going to take it down there in a second. But yes, let's go ahead and read this article. So as we all know, the great vaccine rollout has started. Our glorious leaders have come up with some sketchy ass stuff in a jar. They want to put it in your arm. It doesn't sound like, from the conversation as of yet, that they're going to come to my door and try to stick in my arm, but they might. They might. So I'm trusting you can see this article here up on screen. This says Johnson & Johnson, it's from CNN, ironically, pauses the COVID 1984 vaccine trial after unexplained illnesses. And I just want to go this one first here. Look at this. UK identifies new COVID-19 variant. Now, it's like a legit story here. It goes all the way down. We're not even going to go too deep into it. But what I'm trying to say is they just started doing the trials. And now, literally, they started on the 4th, I believe, of December. Like, now there's a new variant of the virus. Almost like they're spreading the fucking virus to people through the fucking untested RNA fucking concoction here. So, I basically, I think I called it last week on the show that this was going to happen. I knew that this was going to be a way to up the death rates and then bill everybody that's possibly come on our side in the last couple of months, seeing how absolutely retarded this stuff is. So let's just take a quick peek at this, and then we've got a bunch of articles to go over here. Limited time tonight. So CNN, drug maker Johnson & Johnson, that's what they are, drug maker. I thought they were a family company. Johnson & Johnson, a family company / drug maker, said Monday it had paused the advance of clinical trial of experiments on the coronavirus vaccine because of an unexplained illness in one of the volunteers. Following our guidelines, the participant's illness is being reviewed and evaluated by the Ensemble Independent Media Safety Monitoring Board, or DSMB. Oh, I think that's a category on Pornhub as well. As well as our interclinical and safety physicians. The company said in a statement, Ensemble is the name of the study. All right. Adverse events, illnesses, accidents, etc., even those that are serious and unexpected, part of any clinical study, especially large studies. The pause was first reported by Stat News. Let's see how interesting this gets here. Johnson & Johnson's Janssen, not kidding here. Johnson & Johnson's Janssen vaccine, I've highlighted on screen for those of you watching, not just listening. Johnson & Johnson's Janssen vaccine arm is developing the shot. The company did not say what the unexplained illness was, but one point of the clinical trials is to find out if vaccines cause dangerous side effects. Trials are stopped when they pop up while doctors check to see if the illness can be linked to the vaccine or it is a coincidence. So I'm going to ask you, everybody who might be listening at this point, when is an illness ever a coincidence? Like, what? I mean, especially injecting random stuff into people. They say for the placebo effect, they're giving people different kinds of vaccines, I've heard, like those for polio and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't think that Soul's going to go ahead and get the shot. But if there's anybody by chance listening to this, and I really doubt it because, I've got a very educated audience out there. So I don't know what happened there. It seems like to a new thing. But anyways, fuck it. I just want to know you. They've already got an unexplained illness floating around out there. We shouldn't spend too much time on that article. So let's go ahead and check out this next one. UK identifies new variant of the strain of the virus. So I don't know, like, let's just pick a random one, check it out for a minute or two, see if it's worth anything. Sergio, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see what this very first one is. Let's just check it out. It's 2 minutes. CBC News is the worst fucking propaganda there is. I've got a little thing we're going to write. I don't even know if we should check this out. I just wanted to mention it. Fuck them. So we'll close that one too. But here's something that I would like to check out, possibly in a few minutes here. I got some stuff I want to read first. But this is something I'm going to do an article on itself, or a video on itself, rather. And just look at this. This is from the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. That's one of the big state. It's not even state sponsored. It's federally sponsored media, which equates to what? Propaganda. And normally I wouldn't slag so hard against the CBC, but in recent years they fired a bunch of people. People left because they didn't like the way things were going, and now this year they've gone full on Stasi fucking just communist media. They're ridiculous. So let's just look at the title here. It says the pandemic from COVID's point of view. Its mission to save the planet. King COVID. So just to reiterate, what they're stating there is, we'll read it one more time. The pandemic from COVID's point of view. Its mission to save the planet. King COVID. So, and it says in the description, what does the current pandemic look like from the point of view of the COVID-19 virus? In this provocative and whimsical animated film, the virus voices his mission to save the planet. Now, I don't know about you, but this past year, no, I haven't known anyone who's got it. I haven't known anyone who's died from it. I haven't known anybody who's known anybody that's gotten it or died from it. And yet we've been told to stay in our homes. We've been told we can't go to work. Many of us have lost a business that we've had for 20 years. Not me myself, but there was a tag zone here in Ottawa. It's been here since I was a kid, and before then, I think it was 19 years. It's been open, and it could be longer. And they were forced to close because of this bullshit that's been going on. Rob Ford, the Premier of Ontario, he's basically the governor of Ontario here in Canada, said that, what's not fair? People have said these lockdowns aren't fair. What's not fair is the virus. This virus is not fair. Like, the guy's a total fucking moron. He looks like a pig. And I've heard good things about his brother. His brother was like a great mayor, even though he smoked crack. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into the guy. But this guy is not a good mayor. He's a piece of shit. So anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. This is how they're starting to portray it, is the pandemic from COVID's point of view, and they're saying it's a king, and it's trying to save the planet. So I don't know. I don't think we'll go over that right now. I've got some bookmarks I want to bring up, but I just want to briefly bring that up. That's something that is out here in Canada, and people might think it's pretty fucked up here in Canada. That if you look at the, we're just going to take a really brief look at the comments, just to show you we're not as stupid as people think. Somebody said, C. Poole said, give me liberty or give me death. Next, I won't even read the names. Well, I guess Lorna Borger. I feel that we were created with immune systems for a reason. Will we be finding in the future they've been suppressed and won't perform? Cringe propaganda by Red Pill. We viruses, not us viruses. How can anyone do anything but laugh at this? So I guess that's a comment. Well, isn't this evil? The extreme guidelines to called for to deal with COVID-19 have resulted in a myriad spinoff and economic and social chaos. And I'll just stop here. Comments allowed twice in one day must be a new record. Yeah, most of these videos do not allow any comments from CBC. So yeah, it's pretty disgusting. I just wanted to bring that up real briefly. And please, if you're watching after the show, let me know how you feel about it in the comments. It's just fucking ridiculous. King COVID's here to save the world. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone needs to be dragged from their little news desk and beaten. So let's take a look at these comments here. We'll take this down for a minute. Zoom Solstice XL says mandatory vaccines are coming. And my buddy Jack Jersowitz of Jack Jersowitz and the Neanderthals, says Mr. Maple. That's right, Mr. Maple. Here to maple wash the entire world in love and friendliness. So I just wanted to comment on this real quick. Solstice XL, mandatory vaccines are coming. From what the attitude seems to be around it is they're not going to come door to door, but I'm pretty convinced that they might try to pull that shit. Even if it's just to say, hey, we're here, do you want it? That kind of thing. Or here, you got to take it. Maybe they won't kick in the door. Either way, I'm still pretty convinced that at some point that will happen, probably after the deaths, as you just seen in the thing where you just brought up in the articles we just brought up, rather, that there's new variants of the virus coming out. So it's like somebody else had mentioned that and said, oh, it's they're going to say we need to do this every year with a new vax. But I think personally that they're going to say it's getting out of control. And if you don't get it, you're going to a camp. And that goes for you in the States too. It's just going to be harder for you in the States because you guys have gun rights versus here. We barely have hunting gun rights, you know? I don't think it'll go as easy as it's going to go in Europe for the New World Order, though, because in Europe, I don't think there's any guns. Even the cops don't have guns, which is fucking crazy. It's crazy. Again, if you want to join the stream, Jack, I'm guessing it's a little too late, but that's all good. Check out the link on screen. I can't read it out. It would do no good. It's not snappy and classy, but it is in the comments, so you can join if you want. So we're going to go over a few more articles. We're at, 16 minutes? Not doing too bad. And, yeah, let's go into the next little bit of stuff here. Let's bring up this story. This should be a nice light one. Actually, you know what? First, we're going to bring up a little video. And this one is going to get your ticker grinding. It's going to get your ticker grinding. So let's check out this here. We'll open up the thing here. Boom. And a lot of you know about the forest fires. Many people think it's been directed energy weapons. Many people think it's been intentionally set fires, and that these fires in both Canada and the U.S., especially in California, have been man-made. After all, the areas being burned were areas for a long time that they wanted to use for developments. People had said no and stuff like that. And it's been revealed that they have a huge plan to replace all the stuff in California with smart cities and stuff. So what better way to do smart cities there and in Calgary, a place that would traditionally reject that kind of stuff. It's pretty, I wouldn't say right wing, but it's pretty conservative up there. So yeah, you know what better way to make everybody either have no choice but to move into these free houses provided by the government, of course, or to move out than to forcibly burn everything. So I don't know how forest fires burn towns. It doesn't make sense to me. But you're about to see something that might at least account for some of the forest fires. And if you're not, if you're listening, I'll describe it to you when it comes up here. We're just waiting for this painfully slow thing to start loading here. I'll close this window. Maybe that will work. Again, smash like if you're enjoying the show. And please do stay tuned. We're going to be doing some shorter videos there, probably tonight after this, concerning some Darpa experiments with I said something stupid. With some, oh, here it is up on screen. You can see what appears to be, oh, geez, Kalu here. This is real. What quality are we at here? What you can see on screen is, in fact, a drone in Russia, or sorry, it's in China. It's a drone. It's a simple, very simple drone. It's nothing crazy. It's got propellers on it, and it's also got a flamethrower on there. And it says it's being used to burn a wasp's nest. And you can see how easy it would be for something as small as a drone in the middle of nowhere to slip in, shoot some fire onto a tree or perhaps a patch of grass, and have it burn crazy. So here's the video. It's finally loaded. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Real easy. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Geez, look at how easy it would be for that thing to fly in there Oh, and it's got quite a bit of fuel in it. See if we can bring it full screen. And just like that, you can burn down an entire forest. That's from the aerial view, of course. Here's the guy. Make sure you don't hit the button. This is in China, of course. Whoa, you. So anybody who thinks that it would take, oh, and it slips away into the night. Anybody who thinks it would take some directed energy weapons and laser beams and stuff to start fires without anybody seeing, they're not even. You sometimes the simplest explanation is obviously the most shocking, and it's just crazy what we just seen there. A drone burning down basically a small area contaminated with wasps and bees. So it's easy to see how they could start a forest fire. So let's close that window before it brings up some fucking ad for Google Chrome or some bullshit. Let's take a look at some of these comments. Solstice XL. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that was a pretty. I want one of those drones for Christmas. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a Christmas list and ask for a flamethrower drone. Fuck, I need some water, man. So let's take a look at these other comments here. Solstice says, search Robbie2 P2 vlogs messages young decoy. All right, I'll check that out there. Robbie P2 is a known communist, by the way. Yeah, no, I've heard that about him. I'd like to see some stuff there and maybe talk shit about him. So let's go ahead and check out some of these other things here I have on the agenda for tonight. Again, you can join me in the video section or just have a picture up and you don't have to be on the camera. And go ahead and talk to me if you'd like. I'd love that. Let's see what we have here. Oh, this one looks good. Opening a new tab. All right. So this one is 8 experiments that Darpa has going. What does it say? 8 weird Darpa projects that make science fiction seem like real life. And in fact, science fiction has become reality for a long time. Fill up my cup with some water. Oh boy, I got the pasty going on here. Oh, that's better. Good. Really gotta get a water bottle. All right, so let's check out this article here. You should blow all of your minds. From outer space to the human brain, DARPA funds research that keeps the military on the leading edge of technology. Pictured here are some of the 250 robots that participated in a robot swarming exercise at Camp Shelby. And this is from DARPA, it says the photo credit. And this is from the Military Times website, article by Harm Van Hoosen. Harm Van Hoosen. Doesn't sound sinister or German at all. For everyone, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency's wild successes, for every one of them, there seem to be a plethora of wild failures. Projects like mechanical elephants or telesearch. What makes DARPA so unique is the ability to go outside of the red tape of bureaucracy to innovate. DARPA isn't subject to the same acquisition rules as other agencies, which means it has fewer restrictions on the scientists and the innovators it can hire and the salaries that it can offer. The agency also has fewer financial limitations, enabling it to invest in long shot projects with the hopes they'll pay off. They're basically the military's innovative venture capitalists. Oh boy, nothing wrong with venture capitalists having the highest technology in the Western world. They should give it to the rednecks, but out in the forests, man. That's who should be innovating the technology. laser animal traps. What else could we have? Some robotic bear traps that you can remote control. That would be good in for use in the Middle East too, I'm sure. Just kidding. Um, yeah, fine. All right. So here we go. Here are some of the more interesting projects to come out of DARPA's high risk, high reward environment. Eating robots, and I happen to know that this can eat people too, or meat. Perhaps the most aptly named project on this list, the Energy Tactical Robot Program, otherwise known as EATER. I'm going to spoil it. Program sought to create robots that could feed off plants just as animals do. EATR, or EATER, would have enabled robots to remain surveillance or defensive positions without resupply much longer than humans or robots with more limited power sources. And I think we've probably heard about this before. We completely understand the public's concern about the futuristic robots feeding on the human population, but that's not our mission. No, come on, we're not doing that. And just to prove that, just to make you feel easy, I'm going to comment on that. That's like someone being like, man, I don't look at pictures of goats having sex with ladies, or vice versa. That's just crazy, man. That's not my mission. That's not my mission. Cyclone Power Technologies CEO Harry Schul, again, not sounding German at all. Harry Schul, said in a press release before the project stopped development in 2015, its engineers estimated that EATER should be able to travel 100 miles for every 150 pounds of biomass consumed. Gee, 150 pounds of mass consumed. That's about the size of a person, or maybe a medium-sized child. Yeah. Or a bunch of weeds. If I could listen, if it was truly capitalist, I could order my own EATER online, and I could train him to perhaps mow the lawn. See, if a guy with a grade 9 education could come on YouTube and state common sense solutions, listen, each and every American, and perhaps maybe Canadian, should have an EATER robot to mow their lawn for them. They just said that they have something that could run 100 miles for every 150 pounds of biomass. Now, if it was a hybrid, make it have some solar panels, or even a gas in there, although that would probably like add to the weight a lot. And we could all have our own lawn robots, and it sounds like they're pretty cheap. So why not and at least give them away for Christmas? Is it perhaps that they might come alive and start feeding on different types of biomatter than lawn clippings? Perhaps Spot the dog, or little Johnny coming home from baseball practice? Who knows? Who knows? But I say we all need an EATER robot in our homes. And if you use the promo code 100% CMSU on Darpa's, well, you too can pre-order your own EATER robot for delivery before Christmas. There's still time, folks. Get on the website and order that product. Also, get yourself a Rick and Morty time train. Very good. Houses that repair themselves. Number 2. Imagine soldiers fashioning buildings and fortifications out of lightweight scaffolds instead of plywood, 2x4s, and heavy sandbags. Then those scaffolds quickly begin to fill with durable material all on their own. And then when that material is damaged, it grows right back to where it was. That's the goal of DARPA's Engineering Materials Program, or ELMP. Sometimes they're clever, sometimes they're not. Or elm. Oh, it is clever, elm. And you know why it's clever if it's elm? Because elm trees grow back if you chop a piece of them off. See, these guys at DARPA, they might be crazy, mad science psychopaths making, possibly human-eating robots, or, lawn-mowing robots that can even tell where the grass is. These are high-tech things. Your dog poops, that's biomass. Scoop it up, it goes right into the gas tank. But this, I don't know, elm. Let's see. to create building. What the fuck is touching my foot? I got a cat attacking me here. Sorry. That's the goal of DARPA's Engineering Living Materials program, to create building materials that can be grown where needed and repair themselves when damaged. As researchers make progress with 3D printed organs and tissues, DARPA hopes to use the same technologies to create hybrid materials that can shape and support the growth of engineered cells. I wonder how much one of those will cost. Instead of shipping the finished materials, we can ship precursors and rapidly grow them on site using local resources. And since the materials will be alive, let me repeat that. Instead of shipping the finished materials, we can ship precursors and rapidly grow them. Fuck off. That just jumped. What the fuck? All right. Well, I'm getting a little bit mad at this here, but we've got it. Instead of shipping finished materials, we can ship precursors and rapidly grow them on site using local resources. And since the materials will be alive, they will be able to respond to the changes in their environment and heal themselves in response to damage. Project manager Justin Gavelin said. Again, not a German sounding name. So, growing buildings that are alive. DARPA's really got some innovative projects going on. The next one is lab-grown blood. But before we check this on this, we've got a bunch of comments here. Actually, we've got one comment. And it is, what does it say? Robbie praised 9/11. Oh my God. All right, so. Well, it sounds like Robbie should be visited by the authorities there. I don't know. Lab-grown blood. Blood farming is the process of creating red blood cells from cell sources in a lab rather than inside a human body. DARPA's blood farming program was projected to increase the efficiency of production and lower the cost associated with growing red blood cells, a cost that's very high, it seems. If completely successful, the program would have greatly increased access to transfusible blood for soldiers and hospitals around the world and reduce the risk of disease transmission during a transfusion. Hopefully they don't get that project mixed up with the growing houses, or they might end up with literal brick houses of men. She's a brick house. Got to be. She knows a we. The program was successful in decreasing the cost of synthetic blood from over 90,000 down to under 5,000 per unit. A 2013 press release stated, but new information has not been released since, and the program was not listed in recent budget documents. So that's pretty cool. It's probably because they finished the project. They're like, listen, if we put this out on the market, it's going to really mess up some of our investments in medical companies. You know, we won't be able to get as much money for blood transfusions and stuff like that. But then we won't be able to harvest the genetic material of people who give blood, or sorry, who sell blood, because it's the states rather. So we're just going to keep this for the military, and we'll say we gave up on the project. Actually, we won't even say that. We'll just say we're not renewing it. It'll be like American Dad. We're not saying we're canceling it. We're just gonna not make a new season this year. If you haven't checked it out, check out the new season of Rick and Morty, by the way. It's very funny. Very funny indeed, very intense. The final fight scene is incredible. I won't say much more, but I will say there is the return of Bird Person, Rick's best friend. And it gets, you know, this season, there's a lot of emotional stuff. You know, they're trying to be, they're trying to establish connection. I think job well done. Rick and Morty is one of the best shows on TV today. Anyways, cyborg insects, number 4. Unmanned aerial vehicles might not be all the rage, but they're clunky and require people to design and assemble every piece. What if there were a way to piggyback sensors on flying creatures for free? DARPA's spy bugs were part of a 2006 project. Oh yeah, those are already out. 2006 project that wanted to implant transmitters into insects to use them for surveillance. the Hybrid Insects Micro Electromechanical Systems program, the Hmmms. All right, I thought it was an acronym for some kind of bug. Was run by teams from the University of Michigan and Cornell University. Within a few years, researchers had developed interfaces capable of controlling insects' actions. It sounded like it was something for a hillbilly to control their urges with their cousins there for a minute, an incest controller. Interfaces capable of controlling insects' actions, and if plain old spy bugs weren't wild enough, the insects eventually received nuclear power as well. So they've got remote controlled nuclear powered insects. So next time you see a mosquito on your arm and you've been talking some smack, let's say on the lockdowns or any of that, perhaps the vaccines, as I often do, just remember, he might be nuclear powered and remote controlled. In 2019, Cornell engineers revealed a prototype of a radioactively powered transmitter for cyborg insects. Nickel-23 isotopes would provide ample power to the sensors and transmitters the bugs might carry while remaining harmless to humans. Oh God! Oh DARPA! I read an article last week that mentioned minutely invasive procedures in which a virus is injected into your body to control movements and stuff like that. And another thing about stuff that can be swallowed in a pill form or inhaled via aerosol spray that would amplify your neuroreceptors enough that they can be read from sensors. Just two more things that DARPA is working on. Both things that can be injected into your bloodstream, by the way. This shirt is a real wacky shirt. I can see why I haven't worn it before. It's like poking up. It's peeking out here. Next, let's read about DARPA implants for PTSD. Oh, we're trying to help the soldiers, lad. We just want them to not be taunted by the deaths of their friends and families. DARPA doesn't just focus on cool gadgets for fighting wars. The agency also cool gadgets, cool tools of destruction for fighting in these epic battles that are deciding the fate of all humanity and possibly quite soon the fate of the public. So DARPA doesn't just focus on cool gadgets for fighting wars. The agency also funds research on solutions for the negative effects of war that can be had upon its soldiers, or these soldiers, rather. The systems-based neurotechnology for emerging therapies program is tasked with creating an implanted closed-loop diagnostic and therapeutic system for treating and possibly even curing neuropsychiatric illness, according to DARPA's press release. Basically, the program wants to make a brain implant that will help soldiers struggling with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, brain injuries, anxiety, substance abuse, and more. We catch you smoking a joint, we'll put a chip in your brain. You won't want to smoke joints anymore. And in fact, if you smoke joints, you'll have a burning sensation in your lungs, and you'll hear voices in your head that say, "Pray away the gay." That is right from the. In fact, I'll highlight that on here on screen. No, I'm just kidding. Now let's see. Because of the ramifications of such a device, Subnets has special ethics experts to help them create a safe piece of neurotechnology. I'm glad that DARPA has somebody called Safe Subnets, which doesn't sound like a subsidiary of DARPA, by the way. And anyway, it's not like DARPA's good at making cool little acronyms to describe the weird things they're working on. I'd like to know what Subnet stands for, by the way. All right, so yeah, just to reiterate on that there for a second. Yeah, what the fuck? It says they don't focus on cool gadgets for fighting wars. So what the fuck is this stuff? It's an implant closed loop diagnostic and therapeutic system. So it's a closed loop diagnostic and therapeutic system. So I don't know what that is, but it seems like it wouldn't be that hard for them to, encourage certain social behaviors, which is what it said was the aim of the injectables that they're developing that can make the brainwaves easier to read. Next is robotic infantry mules. And I've seen these before. They are not half as frightening, though, as what's that robot? Spot the dog. He can open doors. This thing, you just kick it over and rip open that bottom panel there. You're good to go. Or possibly jam some children's toys right in the arm sockets there. That'll fuck it up. Just like a bicycle, you stick something in the. If someone's chasing you on a bicycle, you throw a stick between the spokes. That person's not chasing you no more. Let's see if there's any comments. No, in fact, all of our viewers have gone to bed. But if you are watching in the replay, or if you're listening, perhaps on some rainy day, do go ahead and smack like, and don't forget to share that out. We're at 40 minutes here in the show. We're going to go for another 20 minutes. And then, yeah, we're going to shut her down for the night and focus on doing some other content. But as you can see here up on screen, that's a pretty epic looking thing. It doesn't really look like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. I don't know why they call it a robotic mule. I'm going to go ahead and have myself a little blast here off this J. And this is called the Legend Squad Support System, or LS3. Or the third version. Walks around the Kahuku training area, July 10th, 2014, during the Rim of the Pacific 2014 exercise. U.S. Marine Corps photo by Sergeant Dara Dietz. All right. Ooh. So let's just read this real quick. It's a quick one. Heavy lifting is one of the largest challenges affecting troops, like the dead bodies of affecting troops' health and performance. Recognizing the effect the weight of soldiers' loads can have on them. Darpa began working with robotics company Boston Dynamics to create the Legged Squad Support System. It's capable of carrying 400 pounds. The LS3 is intended to deploy with an infantry squad. DARPA's website states the program's goal is to develop a robot that will go through the same terrain and the squad goes through without hindering the squad's mission. So that's pretty interesting. It's just made to carry bags. I'm not sure why they wouldn't attach a gun on there. If it was me in charge of the program, I'd put like a flamethrower or something on that bad boy. Something on that bad boy. But yeah, all their robots look more like insects. They don't usually look. See, I don't know why it's so hard for them to make something with legs that go the same way. Is that how a mule's leg goes? I don't think so, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe it is how a mule's leg goes. Anyways, let's read the next thing, and that'll be the end of oh, there we go. Nuke propelled spaceship. DARPA also a nuke propelled. Oh, whoa. I thought they were talking about a nuclear core, but it sounds like they're talking about a nuke that explodes. DARPA also invests in researching space travel. Project Orion is a project from the 1958 intended to research a new means of spaceship propulsion. This hypothetical model of propulsion relied on a nuclear bomb detonation to power the craft forward and was supposedly capable of hitting astonishing speeds. However, DARPA officials were worried about the nuclear fallout, and when the Particle Test Ban Treaty of 1963 outlawed detonations of nuclear weapons in outer space, the project was dropped. They're like, oh man. All right, and now number 8. Let's see what the big reveal is. And in fact, if you're looking on screen, you could see. Oh boy. Mechanical elephants. In the 1960s, this is old news apparently. In the 1960s, DARPA began researching vehicles that would enable troops and equipment to move more freely in the dense terrains of Vietnam. Following the footsteps of Hannibal, I don't know why the screen jumps like that, I'm sorry. Following the footsteps of Hannibal before them, DARPA researchers decided the elephants could be the right tool for the job. They began one of the most infamous projects in Darpa history, the quest for a mechanical elephant. The end result would be capable of transporting heavy loads with servo-actuated legs. When the director of Darpa heard of the project, he immediately shut it down, hoping that Congress wouldn't hear of it, and cut off the agency's funding, according to New Scientist. Huh. See, why would he shut it down? I don't get that. So wait, when the director of DARPA heard of the project, he immediately shut it down, hoping that Congress wouldn't hear of it, and he cut off the agency's funding. Oh, and cut the agency's funding. That's what didn't make sense to me. I was going to say, why would they cut their own funding? So that was a pretty interesting article, very strange indeed. And yeah, that's just some of the stuff they got going on. And I think it's going to be a new thing for me to bring up some of the stuff they're doing because, it's just very exciting stuff and frankly terrifying. Half the stuff on there is just the stuff of my nightmares. We've got robotic infantry mules. We've got nuclear-powered spaceships, or rather nuke-powered, propelled mechanical elephants that never came about, they're saying. Brain implants. They say they're for PTSD, but yeah, I don't know about that one. And cyborg insects. So we've got mosquitoes that could probably give you cancer pretty easily. They put poison in you. How hard would it be to put enough nuclear radiation to give you cancer? Probably wouldn't take too much. That's what I think that this new vax will probably do. That's being sent out now. The Rona 19 vax. I think that'll be probably giving people all kinds of things, probably like leukemia and shit. So if it's not a biological meltdown on a next level scale, I think it'll just be a lot of long-term health programs for the medical industries to treat. But I don't think anybody that gets it is going to have a good way of going. And that's just how I feel, That's just how I feel. I recently learned that even flu shots can hurt people. I didn't know that was even true. I never want to get them, though. But anyways. So, lab-grown blood houses that repair themselves and are in fact alive. And plant-eating robots. The good old eater robot. So that's pretty interesting stuff. If you want to check out that website, it's called themilitarytimes.com. Or sorry, rather Military Times. So militarytimes.com. And they've got a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff for people to check out. So yeah, let's close that window here. We're going to check out some of the other bookmarks I have to read. And yeah, it's been a good show so far. Not too bad. Oops. There we go. All right, so what else do we have on here? A DARPA satellite. Australia's vaccine thingy-majigger. Let's see. Just remove that for a second. Okay, so let's go down the list and check out what else I'm going to read here. Oh, I think we all heard about the vaccine. One of them, I think, was the Pfizer one, causing people to test positive for HIV. So that's nice. That was pretty interesting stuff. Let's see. How about we read about that's what we'll read about. Everyone's favorite international sex criminal, or everyone's favorite international sex criminal's bimbo, rather. JIZZLANE Maxwell. That's right, 69. JIZZLANE Maxwell. Let's see. We just got trans window. That won't do. We're going to reopen that. Sorry about that, folks. Right, let's reopen that. That's right. JIZZLANE Maxwell is going to be offering $30 million. And she's going to be admitting that she's married, apparently. So let's hear about that. And this is from the New York Post. .com, the New York Post, the tabloid with the most. Yeah. JIZZLANE Maxwell will propose a nearly $30 million bail. It says here. Bail package in hopes of getting sprung from a Brooklyn lockup, and will finally admit she's a married woman, according to reports. The accused Jeffrey Epstein madame is expected to go to court in the coming days in a bid to be freed before Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. The Telegraph first reported. Roughly $25 million of the hefty package will be backed by Maxwell's rumored husband, tech CEO Scott Borgerson, whose identity the British heiress refused to reveal at an initial bail hearing over the summer. The British heiress. So is JIZZLANE Maxwell a British heiress? That's strange that all the royals are into some weird shit. Every single one of them. Family of fucking. Upcoming bail application will be the first time Maxwell will be publicly married, ABC News reported. Friends told the Telegraph that Borgerson is devastated that Maxwell has remained jailed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since her July arrest on sex abuse charges. He's devastated. Oh, I'm very thirsty. Some $5 million of the bail will come from Maxwell's brothers, Kevin and Ian Maxwell. The 58-year-old daughter of disgraced media titan Robert Maxwell will request to be let out on house arrest and will agree to wear an electronic monitoring bracelet, the Telegraph said. The bracelet is made by Apple and can play tunes and even video at an incredible 100 or 1080p rather. So that's interesting. Ugh. These fucking heaters need to go off here. Oh boy. We had this problem on Halloween too. It's very hot to stop the show. Let's see. We can finish this off here in one piece. We've got this fucking all kinds of ads. What a good website the New York Post has. Ads coming up for all kinds of things, and I'm trying to read. It's a great article. Website. The 50-year-old. She will also waive her rights to seek extradition from the UK and France, where she holds citizenship in the US. ABC reported. At the July hearing, Manhattan Federal Judge Allison Nathan refused Maxwell on a $5 million bail and home confinement after prosecutors argued she was purposely cagey about her finances. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maxwell's lawyers revealed that they were not ready to bail a second time. Oh, that they were ready to ask for bail a second time in November 25th letter to the court, papers show. They requested a closed-door hearing and are legitimately afraid of if these become public, they will be subject to relentless threat and Mrs. within a year. Suck it with child trafficking. People get mad. In a 6-count with recruiting and grooming girls and young women to be sexually abused by her and Epstein. She has pleaded not guilty. Look at it. What a flattering depiction of her. She looks like the babysitter from that kids and stole all the stuff and left them watching the Happy Little Elves. Shout out to that. You are a true gangster. You're a true OG. And this is a picture of her. A date for her bail hearing has not yet been. So let's hope that she doesn't get to jail. But I personally think if they really wanted to deal with these people, they would deal with them. I don't think Epstein was killed by the government. I think he was killed by people who didn't want his secrets to get out. And I think that the fact that they haven't done anything about this and it's taken so long so far to even, get this into the courts and that's gotten so little media coverage is, it just seems like a bit of a distraction for me. People want to see the real Save the Children, hashtag Save the Kids movement. It should be about vaccine injuries, because a lot of people have children that get autism, that get all kinds of stuff wrong with them. They end up getting leukemia, cancer. How does a little kid get cancer? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Well, I can tell you how babies might be getting cancer in this next article. And if you haven't heard about it, strap her in there, strap on or strap up, or don't put a strap on. I misspoke. Let's take a look at this article from CNN and this other one. We'll check afterwards. I'm gonna get some water here. We'll see how fast this page loads. A little while. There we go. CNN Health. CNN Cares. All right, 95% of tested baby foods in the U.S. contain toxic metals, report says. This is from Friday, November 1st, 2019, by Sandy Lamonte, CNN. Toxic heavy metals damaging your... Oh, my fucking goodness. I'm starting to read the article, and a picture pops up. Real professional. All right. Let's heavy metals baby development are likely in the baby food you are feeding your infant, according to a new investigation published Thursday. Tests of 168 baby foods from major manufacturers in the U.S. Found 95% of those tested contained lead, 70% of them, 75 contained cadmium, and 32 contained mercury. 1/4 of the foods contained all 4 heavy metals. 1 in 5 baby foods tested had over 10 times the 1 parts per billion limit of lead endorsement by the health advocates, although experts agree that no level of lead is safe. So even though that the U.S. has a limit of, you can have 1 part per billion, even 1 part per billion is in there, that's pretty much nothing. But even still, the fact that there's anything in there is pretty revealing. There should be some until get out. Is dry turtles taint, tortoises taint rather. Turtles taints are wet. The results mimicked a that found 1 or more metals in 33 of 39 types of baby food tested. My God. Let's go. Space products, sweet potato, fruit juices, the analysis found. Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ here. Even if the trace amounts are found in the food, these contaminants can alter the developing baby's brain and erode a child's IQ. The impacts add up. With each meal or snack a baby eats, the report said. Oh, my water. Here we go. Oh my God. My apologies here. Oh my God. All right. That's a little bit better. Here we are. The tests were commissioned by the Health Babies Bright Futures. Hold on 1 second. Healthy Babies Bright Futures, which calls itself an alliance of scientists, nonprofit organizations, and donors trying to reduce exposure to neurotoxic chemicals during the first months of life. So the government didn't even start these tests. It was some commission of doctors. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. Rice-based foods. Infant rice cereal, rice dishes, and rice-based snacks top the list of most toxic foods for babies. These popular baby foods are not only high in or inorganic arsenic, toxic form of arsenic, but are also nearly always contaminated with all four metals, the report shows. So autism is genetic. Your baby having cancer is just genetic. It's genetic. These doctors don't know a goddamn thing. They're fucking fools. And people treating babies with radiation when cannabis can be shown to cure and reverse cancers in kids and babies, and it has to be certain processed a certain way. It has to be high THC, Rob Stinson oil. It's called RSO for short. Take that, Darpa. We've got our acronyms. And it's to cure cancer and tumors with an 85% success rate. So, how much of these cancer charities put their money into researching cannabis cures? How much of these doctors would recommend that or even allow it and wouldn't force people who don't want to treat their babies with radiation or chemotherapy even to do it? They probably force them to pay for it. So I don't think anybody should be donating to Run for the Cure or anything. You wanna stop the you wanna help fight for the cure. Speak out against these charities and tell people what the real cure is. I know I went off on a tangent there, but I'm in a Facebook group every day. I see somebody saying that, oh, I've got cancer, my kid's got cancer, my grandson's got cancer. It's disgusting. And we're reading here about how baby food, 95% of it has fucking metal in there. It's fucking IQ drops and shit. And let's face it, all those are carcinogenic if their systems are fragile, like if they're babies, newborn babies, or young children. It's much easier to give them cancer. Much easier. The systems are very fragile, at that age. So, anyways, let's continue with this shocking article that came from CNN of all places. Once in a while, they got to pitch them a low ball because otherwise CNN would be out of business. All right, let's go on here. Prior research has shown that even low levels of arsenic exposure can impact a baby's neurodevelopment. A 2004 study looked at children in Bangladesh who were exposed to arsenic in drinking water and found that they scored significantly lower on intellectual tests. A meta-analysis of the studies on the topic found that 50% increase in arsenic levels in urine would be associated with a 0.4 decrease in the IQ of children between the ages of 5 and 15. Arsenic is a natural element found in soil, water, and air, with the most inorganic form being the most toxic. Inorganic is a chemical term and has nothing to do with the method of farming. Yeah. So, anyways, they go on to explain how it's there. It doesn't really matter. In healthy babies, analysis 4 of 7 rice cereals contained the most toxic form of arsenic and levels higher than the FDA's proposed action level of 100 parts per billion. Oh, it's 100 parts per billion. That's quite a bit. And then it goes on to say action needed. Urgent action is needed by major baby food companies in the FDA report said while the FDA has been investigating how to reduce exposure and some levels of arsenic in rice and juice are lower than a decade ago, exposure is still too high. When the FDA acts, companies respond. We need the FDA to use their authority more effectively and much more quickly to reduce toxicity in and heavy metals found in baby foods, said the study author Jane Hulian, research director of Healthy Babies Better Futures, in a statement. So that just goes to show you that all the stuff about shutting down the economy to protect people's health and safety, it's all rubbish. It's all bullcrap. They don't care. They don't care about babies. If they gave even a little bit of a care about babies or people in general, and they knew that it was on the market, they would have yanked it years and years and years ago. There was a thing where Johnson & Johnson was found to have um, baby powder for like 20 years that caused cancer. And a bunch of women were suing them for having like ovarian cancer and stuff. And their kids developing cancer later in life. So it just goes to show you they really don't care. Anyway, we're at 1 hour and 5 minutes. It's been a pretty interesting show tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it there, watching in the replay. I want to thank Solstice XL and Jack Jersiewicz for showing up briefly there. I realize it's a little bit of a later show, but I wanted to keep the precedent of Wednesday shows going. So we're going to be hitting you up with all kinds of stuff this week. We've got a couple of articles in the can waiting to go. I know I've been saying that for a while. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and push them out like a log onto the fire. You thought I was going to see something different there. Anyways, yeah, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm going to grab some water here and just say a few more things. Remember, we are heavily shadow banned, and it's hard for us to get our material in front of people's faces. So why not take on the role yourself as not just someone who likes the show, who likes to listen to it once in a while, but why not take on the role of a distributor? And what I mean by that is, post links to the show or articles that we're going to be doing, the shorter ones especially, with colorful graphics and whatnot. Post them to your Facebook walls or whatever social media you might use. Maybe some of you crazy bastards are on Parler or Float.app or something like that. But also share them to friends that you talk to on there, and maybe even people you don't talk to. They might find it interesting. And for every click that we get a little bit closer to getting more subscribers, building a bigger community. And I'm telling you, bud, it's gonna get there. We're on the right track. We've got a bunch of new material coming out soon, and yeah, we're about to kick it up a notch. So, anyways, thank you everyone for watching or listening. And remember, we're all citizens of Eden. We're all citizens of a planet where if we plant a little seed, we can grow some weed, we can grow some vegetables, we can grow potatoes, we can grow barley. All that stuff just comes from planet Earth. Now, I'm not a vegetarian. I despise. I think vegetarians are cool, but I despise vegans. I think they're just cult members. What do cults do? They cut you off from protein. They cut you off from people that you might be talking to, your family. Same thing that vegans do. They say, "Oh, you're hurting animals." Blah 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 blah. Who gives a shit what they think? Vegetarians, that's a noble endeavor. They're living off of vegetables, potatoes, drinking whiskey. That's all vegetable based. So we're living in an amazing planet, and all we got to do is just stick up for it. It's when evil is ignored, when great men see evil and they do nothing, that's how evil grows. So we've all got to. I butchered that comment, but anyways, yes. Make sure you check out the Grimerica podcast or the Grimerica show on YouTube. Check out OBDM videos. They're a very good show. They've got a live call-in element as well. And obviously, if you haven't checked it out, check out Tinfoil Hat Podcast with Sam Tripoli. We Don't Smoke the Same is another great show with Xavier Guerrero from that show, from the other show, rather, Tinfoil Hat. He's a crazy Mexican, and that show's just about them smoking weed and talking about old stuff like, stuff from the 90s, TV shows and whatnot, and also just crazy shit that's been going down in their lives. Oh, boy. So anyways, yeah. Hopefully a few people enjoy this, share it out there, and remember, when you see the new short videos on the channel, check them out because they're going to be well produced, a lot better than this live show. This live show is really just to talk to you guys, see what you think, and to get some of the news of the week out there. Maybe for some people who want something a little longer to listen to. I know for me, I usually don't watch a video unless it's long. I've got like the opposite of a short attention span. If it's not going to entertain me for a good amount of time, I'm not going to watch it. So anyway, thanks for watching. We're going up this year. We're entering into our third year here on YouTube. And I gotta say, I'm embarrassed with the effort I put in so far. We've had quite a lot of success from what we have put in, but don't think I don't know that this shit's got to go up a few notches, and it is. It's going to go up. So thank y'all for listening. When we get big time, I will not forget you, Solstice XL. I will not forget you, Jack Jersiewicz. And I want everybody to really do me a favor and check out Clown Cabal on YouTube. That is one of my favorite new channels that's been out there. It's a viewer that's it's a viewer that's watched the show a few times. They've commented a lot, and they put a lot of work into their channel. So I say check them out. They've already had a few videos banned. They are putting out spicy content that I absolutely love. So check them out, please. Clownaball on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And remember, you know, those who make a peaceful revolution impossible, they're making a violent revolution inevitable. And those who would trade essential liberty for temporary safety deserve none. They're probably not going to get either one. That's from Ben Franklin. All right. Oh, and I think the other one is from JFK. All right. Thanks for watching, motherfuckers.